Hi everyone, this is Tim at Volgistics with your tip of the week for August 28th, 2017. Today we are looking at limiting the rights or access to Volgistics for specific system operators in your account. So if your account uses multiple system operators, it may be important for you to define specific limits for the rights or access for those users. This way they wouldn't be able to or wouldn't have the responsibility to manage more settings than what exceeds their intended function in your organization. Now there are two primary ways to do this. First, we're going to take a look at the system operator page. So we're going to go into Setup, expand the System Operators section, and then we're going to click on the operator that we want to look at. Now here on the System Operator page, under the Rights section, you're going to see a few things here. So first is their site. Now by default this is going to be all sites, which means they're going to have access to volunteers and assignments for any site. You can choose to restrict them to a single site here. Now if you're not currently using the site level access features, that will actually turn that feature on, and I'll have a link for more information on site level access in the description here, so take a look for that if you're not sure what that means. So for now I'm going to leave this at all sites. Under user level, you'll have three options here: Volgistics Administrator, Power User, and Basic User. Now by default, there is no difference at all between a Power User and a Basic User. So that all comes in when we're looking at the tab rights and field rights that we'll look at in a minute. There's very little difference between the Volgistics Administrator and the Power User. Again, most of those differences come in with the tab rights and field rights, but there are a handful of things that the administrator can do that the power user cannot do. For example, only the administrator can clear the data in the account, only the administrator can turn text messaging on and off, and those kind of things. You can choose to limit or restrict the IP addresses from which this operator is allowed to log in. So if you only want them to log in from your organization and you have a static public IP address, you could use this option to put that restriction into effect. The next section here, you'll see that these correlate to the different menu options over here on the left. So you can turn these on or off for each individual system operator. And then under this operator is allowed to, you will see a handful of key rights that you can enable or disable for this specific operator. So those options can be turned on or off depending on what you want them to have access to. But we'll go ahead and close that here. Now the other way to limit your system operators is based on that user level when you're looking at tab rights and field rights. And so those options are going to be here under field options. So if I go into any tab here, and I'm just going to pick the profile tab. Most of these tabs, but not all, you'll see this tab rights link. So if we go there, you'll see that you can turn this tab on or off for users of different levels. So this is where these different user levels really come into play. In addition here, if we go into any of these individual fields, you'll see that those rights can be adjusted for each user level as well. So we have view and change, view only, and hidden, which can be based on the user level. That way, only users of the appropriate levels are going to be able to view or change the information for that particular field. So I hope this helps you as you kind of nail down the different access that you want each user to have in your account. If you have any questions about this or about Volgistics in general, please send us an inquiry. We'll be happy to get back to you and answer any questions you might have. Thanks again for watching and have a great week.